Days of Our Lives spoilers October 1st. Kayla drops surprising news on Brady. DNA test shocker? Days of Our Lives spoilers October 1st. Kayla drops a bombshell that could shatter Brady's world. Salem, IL, in the hallowed, whisper quiet halls of University Hospital, where the air is thick with the ghosts of secrets past and the promise of scandals yet to come. A single piece of paper holds the power to redefine a legacy. On October 1st, Days of Our Lives unleashes a seismic shockwave that will ripple through the very foundation of the Black and Brady families, as Dr. Kayla Johnson finds herself in the unenviable position of Destiny's messenger. The news she carries for Brady Black is not just surprising, it's a potential atom bomb disguised as a medical report. According to confirmed spoilers, Kayla will approach Brady with the stunning results of a DNA test, a test he never authorized, stemming from a paternity question he believed was long settled. The result? A revelation so profound it calls into question everything Brady knows about his son, his past, and his identity as a father. The calm before the storm, a father's certainty. To understand the magnitude of this blow, one must first appreciate the bedrock of Brady's recent life, his son, Tate Black. For years, Brady's paternity of Tate, his child with Teresa Donovan, was a source of intense drama and legal wrangling. After a bitter battle, Brady's rights were firmly established. He has raised Tate, fought for him, and built his world around the certainty of that bond. In the turbulent ocean of Brady's life, a sea churned by his tumultuous relationship with Kristen Di Mera, his struggles with addiction, and the constant shadow of corporate warfare, Tate has been his unwavering lighthouse. The spoilers for the October 1st episode depict Brady in a rare moment of contentment. He's focused on being a good father, navigating the complexities of co-parenting with Teresa, and trying to steer his company, Basic Black, towards stability. He believes the chapter of paternity doubts is closed, a resolved plot point in the long novel of his life. He is, as they so often are in Salem, tragically mistaken. The messenger, Kayla's agonizing duty, Dr. Kayla Johnson, the chief of staff and Salem's moral compass in a world of shifting allegiances, did not go looking for this crisis. Insiders suggest the DNA test landed on her desk through a convoluted series of events tied to a recent medical scare involving Tate. Perhaps a routine blood panel revealed an anomaly. Perhaps an old, forgotten sample from the original paternity case was retested as part of a hospital audit. However it arrived, the result was unequivocal and, from a medical standpoint, undeniable. For Kayla, this is a nightmare scenario. She is not just a doctor to Brady. She is family, a steadying presence who has watched him grow from a boy into the man he is today. She knows the devastation this piece of paper can unleash. Does she have a legal and ethical obligation to report the findings? Absolutely. But the human cost of that duty weighs heavily on her. A source close to the production shared, the scene is incredibly powerful. Kayla isn't just delivering news. She's dismantling a man's reality. Stephen Nichols, who plays Steve Johnson, and Marcy Miller, who plays Kayla, bring a heartbreaking depth to the moment. You see the conflict in Kayla's eyes. The doctor versus the aunt, the duty versus the love. She will find Brady, likely in the hospital chapel or a quiet corridor, his guard down. The news she drops will be delivered with her trademark compassion, but there will be no softening the blow. Brady, we need to talk about Tate's recent tests, she might begin, her voice steady but her eyes full of pity. There's something you need to see, something about his DNA. The shocker, deconstructing the DNA. The immediate assumption, the one that will undoubtedly be Brady's first frantic thought, is that he is not Tate's biological father. This would be a cataclysm in itself, throwing his entire relationship with his son into a terrifying limbo and reopening old wounds with Teresa. But the truth, as is often the case in Salem, is far more twisted. The real shocker buried in the genetic code is not about Brady's paternity, but about Tate's maternity. The DNA test does not dispute that Brady is the father. Instead, it presents a staggering impossibility. Teresa Donovan is not Tate's biological mother. This revelation is a masterstroke of soap opera storytelling, as it fundamentally breaks the established narrative. We saw Teresa give birth. We witnessed the pregnancy, the drama, the delivery. How can this be? The implications are staggering and open up a Pandora's box of classic days of our lives tropes. 1. The switched at birth scenario. The most immediate theory is a hospital mix-up. Could Tate have been accidentally switched with another baby in the hospital nursery all those years ago? This would mean Brady's biological child is out there somewhere, being raised by another family, while he has raised a stranger's son, loving him as his own. 2. The secret surrogate/embryo switch, a more modern and decidedly more Dimera-esque explanation involves tampering at the embryonic level. Was Teresa unable to carry a child? Could someone like Kristen Dimera, in one of her signature acts of obsessive manipulation, have arranged for an embryo created from Brady and Teresa's genetic material to be implanted in an unwitting surrogate? Or, even more darkly, was Teresa's own egg swapped out without her knowledge? 3. The doppelganger deception. This is Salem, after all. Could some form of mistaken identity, amnesia, or even the ever-lurking presence of a secret twin, a time-honored tradition in the genre, have played a role in the birth? The question of who is the biological mother now hangs over the narrative like a guillotine. Every woman in Brady's orbit during that time becomes a potential suspect, each with their own motive and capacity for deception. The fallout. A house of cards begins to crumble. Brady's initial reaction will be one of pure, unadulterated denial. This is a mistake, Kayla. Run the test again. He will likely demand, his voice a mixture of fury and desperation. He will lash out, not at Kayla, but at the impossible reality she presents. How can the child he has held, taught to ride a bike, and loved unconditionally not be Teresa's? How does that even happen? His next stop will be a furious confrontation with Teresa. He will storm into her apartment, waving the report, accusing her of a deception so grand it defies comprehension. Teresa's reaction will be key. Will she be equally shocked and horrified, her own memories of pregnancy and birth suddenly thrown into question? Or will there be a flicker of guilty knowledge in her eyes, suggesting she has been living with this secret for years? If she is innocent, this revelation bonds them in a new shared trauma. If she is complicit, it becomes the ultimate betrayal. Beyond the immediate players, the shockwaves will extend throughout Salem. John and Marlena, Brady's rock-solid parents, will be devastated for their son and grandson. The news will inevitably reach the ever-sheening Kristen Dimera, for whom chaos is a ladder. Could she see an opportunity to insert herself further into Brady's life as a source of comfort? Or might she, terrifyingly, be at the center of the mystery herself? And what of Tate? The greatest casualty in this genetic whirlwind is the boy himself. At an age where identity is everything, learning that the woman he knows as his mother is not his biological parent could shatter his world. The quest for his real mother will become an all-consuming mission, one fraught with danger and emotional landmines. A new chapter of mystery. The DNA test shocker on October 1st does not provide answers. It unleashes a torrent of questions. It's a brilliant narrative reset, taking a settled character dynamic and injecting it with a potent dose of mystery and paranoia. For Brady Black, the man who has fought so hard for stability, the ground has once again fallen away beneath his feet. He is no longer just a businessman, a son, or a former addict. He is now a detective at the center of his own life's greatest mystery, holding a DNA report that proves the one thing he thought he knew for certain was a beautiful, heartbreaking lie. The days to come will be a painful excavation of the past, where every memory is suspect and every familiar face a potential keeper of a world-shattering secret. Tune in to Days of Our Lives on October 1st, because in Salem, the truth isn't just stranger than fiction, it's more destructive.